Okay, I was waiting for Mixer to recognize that I was on. It seems to take a minute, but I just saw that it seems to think I am on. I wanted to show you something. Let me switch over here and make sure that I'm loud enough. 'Cause seem to have a real problem with my volume at times. I don't know why. It says I'm broadcasting live, but it's not showing me live. Let's try that again. So there were some new things that I found out here, and I wanted to go over some of those and show some of those. Hold on, I think Mixer is still struggling. Let's give it a minute. I think Mixer is with me now. That's good. All right. You might hear an echo. Oh, my video quality is not all that great. Matter of fact, it's not even keeping up with me. Let's see how this does. Well, you know, I can't do a lot about the video quality. Hopefully, when I turn off Mixer, that will help the feed a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to turn that off because my volume's good. We can get rid of that echo. Alright, so hopefully that will help a little bit. What I was trying to do was I wanted to show you some new things I had found. One is this silly outfit here, which I think she has bunny ears, but you know how it is, I can't help it. This had an update. I want to show you some of the changes there. This being the BD UUMP armor and clothes replacer. This is a new sword that looked pretty cool. However, well, we'll see. And then these were some new bodies that Morgan Helsing had put out here. And this one, it's not exactly the same as the old Nephilim body, which is fine. The old Nephilim body might have been a little extreme up top anyway. Not that I mind that, but just saying that fewer people, you know, or maybe it was just, anyway, this is a very close approximation, okay? And then there's these other two bodies here, which are similar, but not exactly the same as what I use in this. So I'm going to show you the 4 different bodies first. That's the first thing I want to do. But I did want to scroll down and see if there was anything else interesting. Oh wait, am I full though? I forget. I'm maxed, so I can't download any more mods till we look at some of these. And I have to make some decisions on what I want to keep. So I think my girl is in the cheat room. I think we can just log in and I can show you. First I'll show you this body that I'm using now with that underwear. Because all 3 of these bodies have different underwear. Well, the 3 of them, they all seem to have about a very similar underwear. Morgan Helsing set up a very similar, which is fine. It looks nice. But it's not the same as this. And so I'm kind of trying to think it through what I want to keep and what I want to use. This body is also, for some reason, this file is slightly smaller than these files. Not by much. It's like 1 megabyte difference. But it looks really nice, and when they're laying around dead, you just see them laying around in their underwear, because I always take everything. And in this, I think you'll see that this underwear is a little more on these 3. It's a little less, actually, probably, especially on the bottom part, but I'll let you see that for yourself. Let's go look at this body so that we have that base comparison, okay? So yeah, I haven't changed anything here. Let's pick up we'll just pick up from my last save. I think I'm in the cheat room. Yes, that's okay. I was looking at some of these bodies yesterday, so I would have an idea. I didn't really have time to do anything stream or video-wise, but, well, just for family reasons. My mom wanted to talk to me. I mean, I'm an old guy. My mom's a little older than me, of course, and she wanted to talk to me, and so we spent a good part of the evening talking. So hey, it's good to keep good relationship with your parents if you can. It's you know, that's a good thing. I know some people have troubles with that, so we'll go over these updates later. Right now, let me just take this off so you can see her body. And yes, I know that sounds, however that sounds, I can't help it. It's I'm sorry. Oh, it sounds terrible. But anyway, let's just strip her down, and then you can see. There we go. So this is the body that I'm currently using, and I like this body. I think it's good. It's got good proportions, and I do like it. I think it's nice. Now, I'm gonna leave us here. Okay, this body right here. We're gonna do a quick save. Now we're gonna go and we're gonna load up. Let's load up the Nephilim style body and take a look at that. But just get a look at this here in this underwear. I think this is a good body. I've liked it and been using it for a few months now, I think. Anyway, I don't have anything bad to say about it. It's very cool. The armor replacer that came with this body is gone. That person was hoping to get that back out there. They haven't yet, but Morgaine is doing this other armor replacer that I like. So, we'll see. Did I do that quick save? Let's just do it again. It won't hurt anything. I use quick save a lot. Okay, so let's just pop out. We're going to go to the mods. We're going to turn this one off and turn the other body back on. Excuse me. You know, I just had... It's kind of earlier... Well, it's really about lunchtime, but I really just had breakfast. I had sausage biscuits because I like biscuits and sausage. Yeah, so that's what I had. Yeah, there's no other reason. I like sausage and biscuits, so that's what I had. For those of you who oh, and this is the American Southern biscuit, so it's like a bread biscuit, not like a cookie biscuit for anybody in the UK that might see or hear that. So, just to make that distinction, you know, I like all biscuits, including those biscuits. If you call those biscuits, that is fine with me. I like those too. Alright, so let's turn this body off, okay? I've got them all lined up in my load order, but we don't need to look at that. That just makes this take longer. Let's disable this body. Now let's go and try, let's just start with, he's calling it the Succubus. I cannot talk. He's calling it the Succubus Body, or Nephilim, and it is really good and close to that. Let's enable that. This is the only female body I will have active. So, let me just show you this. This is going to cause us to go through this little load. Dun, 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 and we just have to wait for it to get done. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway, yeah, I'm sorry. I have to make little noises to entertain myself sometimes. I'm not having coffee today. I know I sound probably like I'm hyped up on coffee, but I'm really not. I'm not having any coffee right now. I don't know. My gut was just feeling a little bad, so I was avoiding it. You know, not awful, but just, you know, one of those things where if your stomach feels a little off, you're like, well, maybe I won't do that right now. So anyway, we'll go in and we'll take a look at this Nephilim body, or he's calling it the Succubus body, but it's very similar to the old Nephilim body. It's not exactly the same, and it's definitely a better body in that it is a body and it has no textures and stuff tied to it. But, I mean, as you can tell, it's a plumper body. I mean, the bigger bottom and the bigger top. Though, on the bottom, does the left bottom not look bigger than the right bottom? It looks just a little off. I mean, it just does. Now, it could just be the way she's standing. I could be wrong. But the one, the left side, now but then it goes back and forth. So maybe that's okay. I don't know. That looks a little odd. That the whole bottom movement just looks a little odd. You know, not that I could do any better. I'm just saying. And on the top, definitely plumper on the top. You can see that's plumper than the ones I had, the other body that I had. The underwear is different. There's nothing really wrong with this underwear. It's fine. It looks a little bit like almost like a metallic thong on the bottom, and then the top just a black, I guess a black bra kind of thing. Nothing wrong with that. Anyway, that is this body, which of the bodies, I would keep my old body, I think, with the little lacy underwear, and I don't know. Though this is good. Something about it to me just looks a little bit off, but that's just me. I don't really... since I could not sit down and make one myself, it's hard for me to offer any real constructive criticism. You know, so like I said, this body is nice. It's big up top. It's a little bigger in the bottom if you like that. And I mean, I tend to like all that. So let's move on to the next body. We don't need to do a quick save in this case because we're just going to switch bodies. Unfortunately, I have to hop out to do that. It's too bad I can't go in and turn mods off and on and just have it reload. But that's not how they made their system, and there may be good reasons for that, so it's fine. So you saw that one, and I don't know, I kind of the proportions on that body, but like I said, something on the bottom doesn't look quite right to me. I wish I could say something more helpful. It's like the shape of the bottom isn't quite right, or the... I don't know. It's just so hard. You know, when she was walking, it just looks weird. Okay, so let's check this one out. Now, this one, it sounds like it should be very similar because it mentions OPPAI. It sounds like it should be very similar to the one I already used, that is 7-base OPPAI. So I expect it to be very similar, but it probably will not have the same underwear from what I remember. So let's just take a look at it and see what we think. Since all we're changing is the body, you'll notice it's really not giving us much trouble as far as it doesn't affect any of the textures or anything. And I like the underwear they're using. It's fine. It's a little skimpier than what my girl is currently using. But, hey, I don't see anything necessarily wrong with that. There are some skimpy outfits that I really like, so I can't say too much about that at all. Alright, so now here the bottom's a little smaller, and I will say it looks a little more normal. Still has a little, and then the top is pretty similar actually to the other. Might be a little bigger than my normal girls. It's hard for me to tell. The bottom looks about the same, but in this underwear and the way they have her walk, I'm not sure if they managed that somehow with the body or if that's just based on a lot of factors other than just the body shape itself. But anyway, I think this looks pretty good. Big up top, not as big in the bottom. Still pretty nice. Let's see. You know, the way she stands, the left still looks a little bigger than the right. It just looks off kilter to me. I don't know. That may... I'm using a particular idle pose. When she's walking, I guess not so much. Looks about the same. The top portion looks the same. The actually, this underwear is the same as the other underwear. It's just adjusted for this body, I'm sure. So I don't see anything wrong with this, that's for sure. This body looks fine. I don't know. I think my body gives her a little more booty, even though it's covered with the little lacy underwear. But I'm not sure that it gives her quite as much up top. It's debatable, and it's probably subjective. It may have to do with the way I look at things and just what I notice. Nonetheless, so that's really two good, decent-looking bodies, depending on what you like, that you might want to use. Let's go look at the third one. Again, don't need to save or anything. We'll just come right back to this. So that's the second one. That is the 7-base OPPAI version that Morgaine Helsing did. Now the next, let's get back here and we can look. And I think Morgaine Helsing might be doing some CBBE stuff too, if you're interested. I gave up, for Skyrim purposes, I gave up on CBBE because I downloaded all that and tried it out, and none of it was really curvy at all. It just seemed very bland to me. Do be aware that's very subjective. That's just me. Everyone else likes different things. I'm okay with that. Okay. So, like I said, this looked quite a bit. This is the 7B custom OPPAI. This looks quite a bit like this. I won't say it's exactly the same though, but it looks very similar. And then there's this 7-base body here. I'm not sure what we're going to have to compare this to. But I'm glad that they're doing just the body mesh, you know, and not doing textures and all that other stuff. That way I can use this body and still have my own textures and everything, and I don't have to waste a lot of space. This is really a good use and a good way to create a body. Anyway, it's just my opinion on that too, I guess, but nonetheless, it just seems more flexible, allows me to do what I want to do. So, yeah, let's go check out this body and see what it looks like. Mind you, I have my weight slider all the way over because I try to maximize the booty and the top and everything, and that's just the way I roll. No point saying anything different about it. So what you're going to see is whatever their body is, but you're going to see the max. That's what you're seeing, matter of fact, of all of these is the max. And maybe that would make a difference if I went in on the other bodies and made different weight variations. And I can do that. Matter of fact, now that we've said that, I could do a max, a min-max type of thing. So this is the max, okay? And there's a little less up top. And the bottom's probably about the same. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's just the way she's standing. The way she stands makes me think the left booty is bigger than the right booty. One cheek is not like the other, but I think they're actually basically the same. It's just something about that idle animation and the way they stand, and then the way they move. But this is a good body. Now, mind you, this, like I said, this is set at 100. Let me show you. Let's just play around with this for just a second. We're just going to come in. Yeah, we're just going to do the weight slider, and we're really not going to make any changes. But see, this body varies all the way from just a little bit to there. You notice it did not affect. If it's affecting the legs and the hip, it's very minor. It is a little bit, but not very much. So, yeah, we're done. Okay, so let's bring those other two bodies back, and we'll take a look and see what the range is, because you may prefer a different body based on the range you can get. It's possible that you could like that. So let me just see what the range is. Sorry. Got an ache in my thigh. I've been trying to make myself exercise so I won't just continue to get fatter, you know. I'm not really a big person, and if I'm over 200 pounds, that's too heavy for me. It makes me feel bad. Makes my knees hurt. Because I'm older, and I don't, you know, my body is not made for me to be that heavy, so. Anyway, alright, so we saw the range of this one, okay? So let's disable this. We're going to go backwards. We're going to go back to their OPPAI. I have a hard time saying that fast, so. And let's look at the range of body that we get with this. Sorry I didn't think about this before. But I want to try to get through this, so I'm going to showcase these 3 bodies in comparison with mine, and we'll load up mine and do this too. And when I say mine, I just mean the body I've been using for a while. And so far, I'm leaning towards keeping it, really, but we'll see. I could change my mind. Let's continue. It's going to fuss at me. Yes. That's okay. It can fuss at me. Alright, so hopefully my stream is looking better than it was earlier. I'm just going to hope for the best here. So this is Morgaine Helsing's OPPAI body. It's a custom body that they did. I think it's really nice. All their stuff tends to be very nice. So, alright, so let's just go down. Let's just play with the weight slider. Okay, this definitely, I saw that affect their lower body as well as their upper body. So, but the biggest dramatic effect is the upper body. But you'll notice on the lower end doesn't get as much, doesn't get as, I shook her head. Anyway, it doesn't get as thin as the other body we looked at. So, and the bottom, looks like the bottom part is only slightly affected. There's not a huge disparity between this and that. And just to show you that, let's pop off of here and leave it smaller and see what we think. Yeah, I don't think there's a huge disparity between this and what we had a few minutes ago when it was all the way up. The biggest difference is in the top. So I got another one to show you. I realize this is probably not the most exciting of things, but it's just something good to look at. Unfortunately, the thing with the bodies I find, which is disappointing, is that whatever armor replacer you use is going to overwrite your body anyway. The body shape is going to end up being determined by the armor you use. So, if you didn't want to, you could leave even the vanilla body or just any body and just say, I'll just use that and it'll be fine. As long as you do everything else correctly, it's not going to make much difference. The body you use is only going to show up when you're out of your armor. And I do think it's better if the body matches the armor you have, but I found that to be very difficult to do, just because armor replacers keep getting taken down, and sometimes the bodies that are available. The reason I like this body so good is I like that underwear really well. Beyond this, there's a couple of other bodies that have decent underwear, which we can get into that. I mean, that is so totally just a subjective me thing. I just want them to have something realistic, you know. I want it to look like they're wearing some underwear, because, I mean, for them to just, even these bodies, the underwear they have is reasonable and realistic. But anyway, we can get into that later. Let me just, I already enabled that, right? Yep, we're ready to roll. Let's go. So, there were some bodies out there, and, well, the underwear just didn't look very good. the I'm trying to think what's the name of that body. The Seraphim Body. It has, you have to get a little underwear patch for it to have good underwear. Otherwise it has some weird harness underwear that just looks strange, and I don't understand that. I mean, I'm not trying to be overly critical, but I mean, it just has some strange harness underwear that makes no sense. But if you get the little patch, like when I was using Sarah, and it would look good, it would just be black underwear, which is fine. Alright, so this is the Succubus, the Nephilim. Now let's go see, she probably, if you lower her weight, she's probably not going to change a whole lot. But let's just see. Let's go here. So let's say you go middle of the road. Well, actually, her bottom plumps up and down. So let's see, on the lower end, what about on the middle end? The middle end, oh yeah, that disappears between the cleavage, or in the cleavage, doesn't it? But if you do the lower, let's see the lower end. Let's see what this looks like. I don't usually look at the lower end. That's why I'm doing this, I think. I usually just see the upper end. Well, even the lower end of this one looks nice. So it's a good job. I think the everything looks pretty good. I don't know, maybe anyway. So that's pretty good. Maybe the thong down at the bottom, maybe in the back, maybe that just looks like it's a little too tight or something. Something looks off, but it's very hard for me to describe. Let's try the middle of the road. Let's see what we think about that, because this is the Succubus setting. Yeah, everything looks pretty good about it, no doubt. Of course, you know, that's going to vary. I mean, I'm the one that, have I got that on me? I'm the one that thinks this looks cool too. Let's see if I still have that on me. I think I do. Let me go up to find it. Yeah, I think this looks cool, and not everybody likes that. So, and hey, I understand that. Not everybody's going to like that. I like it. I just think it's, I know it's extreme, but I think it's fun extreme. It's just, you know, wild. Okay, anyway, you get the idea. So, you know, your taste and your choices are, of course, going to be different than mine. Nothing wrong with that at all. And I thought I hit that. Oh, her weight's back to 100, really? No, it wasn't. It lied to us, because I had her weight about here, and that's where it was. Anyway, so this is the 100 weight, and this is the way I usually keep her, so I'm not going to say anything bad about that. That's just the way I do. You are free to say something bad about it if you want. That's just my preference, like so many things. Alright, so now let me do the same for my old body, and I will show you that. Do we need, I had a autosave occur that I don't want to keep. Yeah, let's get rid of that autosave. Does it matter though? I just want to get rid of it. I want to keep my original cheat room quick save. Okay, so let's hop out of here. We'll show you the body I've been using and the differences there. You probably should choose a body that you like the whole range of body shapes for, now that I think about it, because my biggest problem with the Seraphim Body was that at the very low end of the scale, those girls would just look scary. They would just be flat and straight and just scary. And I just wanted something that would give everybody at least some curviness. And these seem to do a good job. I think this one does okay too, but let's turn it on. Let's turn this one off. I might use this one just for that purpose, just so I can get a better lower end look. Just because that's me. Let's see, let's enable this and I'll show you, because I think her lower end is going to be smaller using this body. I might be wrong, I might be remembering incorrectly, but let's take a look and see. Yeah, so the body you choose probably should have a good range that you like, now that I think about it. I've been basing most of the bodies I've liked off the max weight, but I should really look at both ends and the middle and see what I think. And if I do that, I might still stay with this one. Just because that's me, but the Succubus one had a good look to it too. See, I think she's just a little smaller than those that we're looking at, okay? And that's fine. That's not a bad thing. I'm just saying I think that's the way it is. Let's do this. Now, if we change her weight, yeah, it changes her top more than her bottom, but it doesn't change her top. Look at that. She doesn't get too small, and she doesn't get extremely flat. This has a good range without being extreme in either way. Her bottom and stuff doesn't change very much. So that's not too bad. And then when I go back to the 100, or let's go to the middle. If you go to the middle, middle, we'll just go middle. The middle still looks pretty good. A little bit more, not a lot more. But pretty nice. Yeah, I still like this body a lot. I think part of it is I just have this weird... there's something about that underwear I just like better. Maybe because it's more girly looking somehow. You know how it is. If you like something, you just like it. Sometimes you don't really know why. Okay, now it shows her weight's maxed, but it is not. Remember, that was the middle setting. Now it's maxed. See, we were here. And it doesn't change her her bottom much. It really just changes the top. So let's put that back. And yeah, you can tell the bottom hasn't changed a lot. It looks very similar. And it's mainly the top that is bigger. So that's those bodies. Now there is another body or two. If I have time, let me see if I have time. Let's try this. Let's hop out real fast. And I'll show you a couple other bodies that are nice. They're the Spartan Morph's bodies. And the only issue with them really is the coloring of the underwear is not realistic to me. It looks strange. And so it bothers me. I'm sorry, that's just a fact. It looks strange, so it bothers me. I understand he wanted to do something different. I'm cool with that. But because it doesn't look exactly right in my mind, that's in my mind, you know, I can't get around it. Let me see if I can show you that real fast. We can probably even download them and try them out real quick. I think he spelled it like this. Yeah. See these two bodies? They're both good. I've tried them both, and they're both good. But I never liked those underwears. And the body is not too big. Yeah, I can't download these, that's right, because my download limit is reached, which is fine, that's fine. From what I saw, I'm probably going to keep my body. I like this body, I'm probably going to keep it. I like that underwear. I liked all of these bodies, all these are good, and it just depends on what you like and what you want. If you like these, there's nothing wrong with them, they're fine. I might change my mind at some point. all these are in test right now. He may update these or do whatever he wants with them. I don't know. So for right now, I'm going to stick with the one I have that I like. And I think, you know what, we tried those and we made that comparison and we took about 35 minutes. I think I'm going to stop here. And we will look at something else the next time I'm on. You can let me know if you want to see these two bodies. But the bodies are good. This armor replacer is great. I used it for quite a bit. I only replaced it with this because I knew this was going to be skimpier. Okay, just put it out there. I knew it was going to be that way and that it would have... I was hoping it would have more variety, and it does. And I will come back later and I will show you the updates to that. They are worth looking at. It's just the addition of the Dragonborn stuff. If you have this, you can update yours and look at it yourself. But if you don't, this is like probably this and the Book of UUNP are the best skimpy armor mods on the Xbox. And I don't know if you've seen that. I've used it plenty of times in the past. In some of my old videos, you can see. The reason I don't use it all the time is that it's very big, and I want to be able to show other things. Let's see. And I used that patch too when I had it. I would use the Curvy edition, but it's big. It's 766 megabytes. Now it has... They are not kidding when they say they add a lot to the game. They add a lot to the game, and these pictures are based on the not curvy body, and these don't look very good. But they don't do justice to it. It really does look really great. And these are added armors. They're not replacers. They're added armors. So it would add even more to your lineup. And I have seriously thought about using just this with this replacer, and that would give me so much variety and craziness that I don't know if I would need anything else. I still want to look at this and do some other things, but right now I'm just rambling. I'm sorry. But if you wanted to know the absolute best combination right now on Xbox, in my opinion, for what I like, if you don't like what I like, then you definitely probably should not pay that much attention. You should find your own things. But this, in combination with the Book of UUNP, the 7-base curvy, is great. That would probably be the ultimate combination. Right now, I don't know what I would have to do to have that kind of space. I have all the Skyland stuff, which I'm really enjoying. I'll probably let that go at some point just because it's so big, but it does look nice, and I enjoy messing around with it, so we'll see. Anyway, I'll get back on in the next day or two. We'll try to finish. I was trying to do some followers, but this follower here caused my game to crash, and then I couldn't get back on because of life. But they fixed that now, and I tested it, and I can get on, so I can show you that follower. And so next time, I'll try to finish the follower mods. We'll try to do this armor mod and this little weapon mod. I say little weapon mod because it is small, and it adds a couple of cool looking swords. So just letting you know, that's my intent. Hopefully nothing will change. My intent before, when I got on this time, was to finish up the follower mods, but I didn't get to do that because I wanted to cover these bodies that were new. Not sure if there's anything else new, but I can't download anything new right now anyway. Yeah. Oh, it takes a minute for this to catch up with me. I know I probably drive this thing crazy because I'm just like full tilt going to the bottom. Anyway, Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, these were the bodies. Oh, there was this. It's another follower we'll probably check out. So, alright. Skyrim Shiny. What is that? Okay, sometimes I have to look at these things. Oh, that's big. It's a combination of meshes designed to maximum invention. Oh, gotta go.